Welcome to Pigskin Platoon.
What's up?
We're gonna do a little bit of a different episode each week as well. We're gonna do our little subtitle called Blitzkrieg. Pretty much where we're just gonna talk about anything and everything that's going on in the NFL, and then also maybe throw in some sleepers and our insights and our opinions on who we think that are gonna be a uh, a sleeper pick in our fantasies or dynasty leagues. So what I'm seeing here, I see there's a tier list. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if this is, and I don't think this is accurate. But it says ranked by divisions. They have the AFC West with Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, and the new guy Fernando Mendoza, which hasn't even been drafted yet. But uh, they have that as the number one list of QBs.
Patrick Mahomes makes sense. I don't know about Justin Herbert and Bo Nix. Maybe a little bit of bias here for being a Broncos fan, but Mendoza, yeah, because we don't even know how he's even going to perform
Right,
yet.
right. I mean, I like Herbert. I do. Man, I just think that they need another weapon to subsidize Ladd McConkey and maybe a little bit better all line. But I always think that he's underrated. He's becoming or underrated. He used to have a lot of hype back then, but yeah, it kind of fell a little while. And
There's a
then they
lot of
got
talk.
what's that?
There's a lot of talk about him this year, saying, "Oh man, he's going to be so great. They got everything they needed, and oh, this is the we get to see him go to the playoffs and stuff and lose." But
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see with the upcoming year what they can do in the draft. Um, so they got the AFC North: Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, gosh, Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sorry,
Shador.
Shador Sanders. Uh, Again, like how are they ranking this like above um other divisions? Um, Then they got over here, they got the AFC East with Josh Allen, Drake May, Geno Smith, and Malik Willis. It goes solid, solid, and then just a drop.
Just and I would put Malik Willis better than uh, Gino there.
Yeah, I mean, from the performance that he had over there in Las Vegas, I think Willis has a better chance of being more successful with the Dolphins, which has literally only Achan at this point.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Step in there and have nothing there at all for you to throw to, really. I mean, you have a guy you talk a lot about. I forget what his
Yeah.
name is.
Malik Washington.
Yeah.
I like him. I liked him in college. I don't know. I mean, there was a couple a couple situations where it wasn't as successful as I thought it was going to be, but he was definitely a good sleeper that I picked up. And who knows? I don't know how they're going to use him, or I can guarantee you they're going to be drafting a receiver. Like they've kind of made that pretty known now. Like obvious, they're going to be going receiver. I don't know about quarterback. I would assume they're going to probably get a early second round QB, possibly.
Yeah. They do get 2 first-round draft picks this year, so we'll see.
That's true. That's true. They could even hit in the first with a QB and a receiver. I don't know. I know they need some defense weapons. They need some kind of defense out there. I mean, getting rid of Bradley Chubb, I think that was kind of hurts a little bit. I mean, they still got Jordan Brooks, which is nice. So yeah, they got AFC South right below them. They got Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones, CJ Stroud, and Cam Ward. I don't know. I still haven't really seen much of Cam Ward yet. He still hasn't really showed that he's like a true elite QB. I know he was a little iffy coming out of the draft, so um, maybe with Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe he might do a little bit better.
Yeah.
And maybe that rookie that was last year, Gunnar Helm, might help out this year as well because he kind of shined last year for sure.
How good did he do?
Huh?
How good was Gunnar Helms last year? I wasn't paying attention to him.
I don't have his stats up, but I know he did pretty well for being behind Chigaquanko. I'll have to look up his stats in a little bit. But then they got the they got the hardest division in my opinion, the NFC West. I'm not trying to be biased here, but I
Oh,
do arguably think that this is the hardest division to try and get number one. Between the Rams with Matt Stafford, Seattle with Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy with the Niners, and then Jacoby Brissett leading the helm for the Cardinals. Honestly, I don't mind. I would like, as a Seahawks fan, I'd like to see the Cardinals actually make it somewhere soon. Just to fill their ego just a little bit more. um,
instead of
I
being
like,
in that Raiders position in my division, dead last all the time.
yeah. Um, yeah, I honestly, this tier should have been a bit higher, in my opinion, just because of how well the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks did perform this
Hmm.
year and the previous year. Um, I think they should be right above the AFC East, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, AFC East to A. Well, I don't know. Actually, no, they actually should be right behind the AFC West, just
Hmm.
because of how well they were all in the playoffs and like literally the AFC North. What? The Steelers were the only ones that made it to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they got the NFC North with Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and now the new Kyler Murray with Minnesota.
I think
How do you feel about the Minnesota getting Kyler Murray?
I'm hoping that you see that whole like Sam Darnold arc there, and you get to see him suddenly start doing better.
Yeah.
To where it's like he went from being kind of a nobody to now suddenly being a somebody. So I'm hoping that's what happens with him, and maybe there's a little bit of revival there on his career. The
Mhm.
one that I think is, we look at those first three. That I would have to say I would put probably Jared Goff and Jordan Love in front of old Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I know that they have a good sleeper when it comes to like a whisperer over there in Minnesota. NFC East, we got Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, and Jackson Dart. That's a
Can't
kind
argue.
of honestly, that's an underrated tier of quarterbacks in that division.
Hmm.
Um, I do like that lineup. I think they should have been a little bit higher, probably right above AFC South.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Dallas is going to have like a top tier offense this year. I don't
Hmm.
see that changing anything. I'm not 100% sure who they acquired, but the fact that they re-signed Javonte Williams for that team, they're going to tear it up. I think they're going to still see really good strides in the run game.
Hmm.
Um,
I think what's going to happen there in that division, I I've been telling you this, but I really think that the Giants are going to be the sleeper horse this year.
mhm.
They're going to kind of they're going to show up this year with the amount of talent that they have and the right coaching now with Jim
Yeah.
Harbaugh. I have no doubt that they're going to be a good contender probably either this year or next year.
Hmm.
That's my
I think
favorite
so.
this year. That's my
I think
favorite
so.
team.
Now it just makes me wonder. So, how do you think the Commanders are going to do this year?
Oh, I don't know. Uh, I would honestly, I think they're gonna be. I just, I like Jaden Daniels, but the thing is with him, it's the injuries. They stack up each year, and it's like they look good. They look really good until he gets hurt, and then it's just like they're just kind of coasting, and it's
Hmm.
like, dang, dude.
Yeah,
um,
I get that. Like, I think Jalen Hurts going to pretty much be Jalen Hurt. I realize everybody's like, oh, he's not a good quarterback. I think he's good. Am I going to say he's elite? I don't know yet. He's
yeah,
got really good help, talent around him, which helps out a lot. But I've watched that guy carry games on his own.
yeah,
So,
absolutely,
and then
absolutely,
Jackson Dart, it's all uphill from him.
yeah. He's got my boy Malik Neighbors coming back. Yeah, I got him in the dynasty, so I'm excited to see how well he does since they've actually never matched up together. And it's crazy to think that Malik Neighbors, with the stellar performance that he's had in the last 2 years, even with only 3 weeks into the season last year, but
Hmm.
never got to have the opportunity to have the ball thrown by Jackson Dart to him. And I really hope that that chemistry really builds and
Yeah.
becomes something like awesome. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, uh, was it Daniel Jones and
Hmm.
uh, gosh, what's his name? Pizzeria Man.
Oh, Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. Yeah, yeah. Gosh, I liked him, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Hmm.
I like the fact that he's had all these QBs that have never really like been elite, and he still somehow to get over 1,000 yards. And then we got in the NFC South, we have Baker Mayfield, Bryce Young, Tyler Shock, and Michael Penix Jr. Which, by the way, isn't the Atlanta Falcons going to be competing with Michael Penix and Tua?
I would say so.
Yeah, I don't see how Tua's going to be benched there, so that might actually change. Even so, like it's it's the Bucks. Let's just be
Hmm.
real here. I think the Saints got another year or two. I still don't think Atlanta's there. Uh, the Panthers are like they're there, but then like they're not at times.
Hmm.
But the Bucks is just it's unfortunate. They would have been a lot better last year if it wasn't for all the injuries they acquired.
Yeah.
But I think if they get healthy over this offseason, get the right draft picks, then I think that this team will definitely be a big contender. And I like Baker. I've liked him ever since he got to the Bucks. Like he's been balling out.
Hmm.
It's
It
crazy to
was
think. It's crazy to think that he's like almost 30. I think he's
right.
like 30 years old.
Yeah, he's 30. He was born in 95. So,
Yeah, it's
man.
crazy.
So, hey, you know what? It was cool seeing him actually be able to develop and turn into something. Going from who was he originally drafted by? The
The
Cleveland
Browns.
Browns. Did
Yeah.
nothing there. You know, he did spend 4 seasons there. So he did pretty good, but then he bounced to the Carolina Panthers.
Well, they gave up hope on him
Nothing.
because he took one. Actually surprised everyone when he took the Browns to the playoffs, and then they
Hmm.
just gave up on him after that. And I was like, "What? You guys haven't even been to the playoffs since, and you guys haven't even been in the playoffs before him, and y'all just
Yeah.
gave up on him." So that was crazy. That was crazy. And then
And
he went to the Panthers, and then he went to
next,
the
yep.
Rams, and then jumped ship over to the Bucks.
So I think the biggest thing that surprised me. So I was a Broncos fan, and then watching him take over with like less than 48 hours or 24 hours, he played the Broncos, and absolutely that team just dominated us. And for a quarterback to just show up next to not barely knowing the playbook and bam, just to be able to do that good was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And I think, as sad as that is, after he did that with the Broncos, it was like, wow, this guy is as great as everybody says he was.
yeah, yeah. Dude's a baller, that's for sure.
Mm.
And then they got JJ McCarthy by himself. Oh man, that dude. That's
9.
crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, only what, 23 years old and got benched by Kyler Murray. Whew.
We'll see, right? We don't know yet.
That's true. That's true. They can you imagine? Can you imagine this for a second? What if JJ McCarthy just like does way better than Kyler Murray?
Man,
What
it's
is the Minnesota gonna do?
I, I have no idea, man.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
they have Kyler Murray as their QB1. That's
Do they?
crazy.
Okay.
So I think JJ McCarthy, he was, I don't know, what, 10th overall pick. He was supposed to do really good. There was a lot of stuff, and then just injury plagued. First year doesn't even play a single snap. Boom, gone for the season. It was
I
like,
know, right?
wow.
Right in the preseason too. That yeah, like you said, it's crazy. Okay, check this out. Jahmyr Gibbs had 6 runs of 40 plus yards this season, this past season. Nobody else was able to reach that more than 4.
Oh, no way.
Oh my goodness. No wonder why he's ranked number 2 in fantasy right now.
Hmm.
It's crazy to think that it's like even Bijan is in front of him.
So who do you got for quarterback this year that you think is going to surprise everybody?
Oh, I think it's gonna be between honestly, I think it's gonna be between Josh Allen still and maybe Dak Prescott.
Hmm.
Um, I think those two, surprisingly, me picking Dak Prescott's kind of crazy, but I think Dak Prescott's gonna be up in the top 5. I'm just because like I can see it with the weapons he's
Hmm.
got. Um, yeah, those are my 2 picks.
Okay.
Those are my 2 picks that I mean, I'm not surprised with Josh Allen, but
Hmm.
the surprising one would be Dak Prescott in my opinion in the top 5 QBs this year.
So we think they got playoff hopes that they'll actually make it deep into the playoffs this year.
Well, it depends on how they draft their defense. I think their
Hmm.
offense is pretty somewhat
Pretty
solid.
stacked.
Maybe another offensive lineman
Hmm.
would do them good. And then defense, I would say, yeah, probably another solid corner and a you don't really hear much of their safeties. I'd say either a corner or safety that they're gonna
That's
try to
true.
grab.
They got some
Linebacker
good.
too bad.
Hmm. They got some good safeties coming out of there. You got Sonny Styles' brother coming out. It's going to be an absolute beast with that 40 he ran. So,
Can you imagine him going there?
oh man.
Oh boy. We'll never hear the end of it from the Cowboy fans. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Let's see. So recapping Trevor Lawrence's year, he says here too long. Recapping Trevor Lawrence's 4,007 passing yards, 29 passing touchdowns, 359 rushing yards with 9 rushing TDs.
No way.
Honestly, you know what? I might have to retract this a little bit. I think Trevor Lawrence might actually be a surprising QB this year.
You think
And
so?
I think he might even crack the top 5. Just because of seeing those stats, I think
Hmm.
he's gonna kind of like, with the weapons that I mean, I don't know, their receivers are there, but I think with that running game, he's gonna have to do a little bit more. I hope that they really cover that lineup for him so he can have that opportunity to really show how good he was. Um, Also, it says 3+ passing touchdowns in 5 separate games. He also 6 games with 25 rushing yards, finished as a QB1 in 6 of the last 7 weeks.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, how did you feel about their schedule this year? Do you think anything to do with that schedule is why they had it somewhat easy?
Who do they have? Remind me again.
So, the Jags had Carolina Panthers their first week, which they won. The Bengals, they lost, but I believe the Bengals had Burrow at the time too, which big difference. Houston, man, they just for some reason that team was not doing good.
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco, Kansas City, that I think surprised just about everybody. See how bad they did this year. These guys, Seattle, they lost to. Then the Rams, Vegas, they won. Then they turned around and lost to Houston against their second game. This is one team that surprised me to see how good they did was Los Angeles. They tore it up, like the Chargers. Like I was not expecting that. And then they go to they beat Arizona. They go to Arizona, beat them in overtime, beat the Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis. I don't know if that's when what's his name got injured. Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
because this was week 14. Jets were never good. Broncos, that was a good game. Not going to say I was too excited about the outcome in that game, but hey. And then Indianapolis again, another win, and then Tennessee the end of the season.
yeah.
So,
I mean, they were their schedule is kind of like up and down. Like they had a couple good teams that they faced off against.
hmm
They beat some of the offense, or I mean, not the offense, but the some of the more better teams this year that made it to the playoffs, and then they lost to some of the good teams as well. But I don't know, their schedule was kind of weird.
yeah, do you think it
Um,
was a fluky season, or do you think it's just they're finally being able to hit that potential they have?
I think it's a potential situation. I think that they kind of showed that they could be a legit team. Maybe a year, maybe, or maybe 2 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's where we're at with those two or with that team.
I'm excited to see what we're going to see out of Travis Hunter.
Yeah, me too. I know he got injured pretty early in the season, which kind of sucked.
Only 7 games in.
Yeah. Um, so the guy here believes that the 2027 QB class could be historic and could be the best. Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Julian Sane, Brendan Sorsby, Lenorse Sellers, Trinidad Chamberlain, Jaden Maeva. Correct me if I'm wrong on those names.
I think you're
CJ
doing a good
Carr.
job.
Yeah. I know a good handful of those guys. I gotta look into more for this upcoming year, but yeah, I I, I I'm believing everybody else just as much. I think next year is definitely gonna be a stacked draft.
Do you think Archie Manning's going to be as good as everybody makes him out to being, or do you think it's just his last name?
Right now, I think it's his last name. I think this year this will be the test for sure. So he's going to probably be being a lot more pressured with media on top of him this year because this will be the year that after it's over, after that his college season's over, that's when he's going to be in the draft. So I think
Yeah.
he's going to have to really show that he could be a number one, right off the bat, a elite QB.
Yeah. Not saying necessarily he had too bad of a season. I mean, he had 248 completions, 404 attempts. He had a 61 completion rating, 3,163 yards. He averaged 7.8, 26 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. He was sacked 23 times, so, I mean,
Yeah, that offensive line is not doing him justice right now. Okay, big question right here. You ready?
oh no. Okay.
If Patrick Mahomes retired today, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I
I'd
would
say
say so. I would be surprised if he
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah. So here's another thought. You know how like we were talking about how CJ Stroud struggled this year, and
Yeah.
I'm still not giving up on CJ. I really like CJ, but it
Mhm.
says here CJ also got an improved run game, plus an offensive line and a new QB coach, and second year of Nick Caley. Uh, Make it or break it year, yes.
Mhm.
This upcoming year is going to be definitely a option for for the coaches and the staff to figure out if they want to do a fifth year option with CJ. I think this will be the year for sure. I think he'll definitely be a top 10 QB
Yeah.
in his rookie year.
I think it'll be interesting seeing Woody Marks kind of develop behind David Montgomery,
Yeah,
and I think David Montgomery's going to go to this team and tear it up. So
yeah, I think so too. So they got the Buccaneers on the fourth mock draft. They got with their 15th pick, D tackle Caleb Banks.
really,
46th pick, CJ Allen, linebacker. And Texas Tech with their 77th pick, Romello Height, and 116th pick, from Stanford, corner Colin Wright. I think they nailed that one pretty well. I like those picks.
I hear a lot like there's like a potential like Sadiq's going to drop down that far to those guys, and then I'm also hearing a big rumor that Love is not going to go to the Titans. He's going to drop past those guys.
I don't think the Redskins are going to get him because they got Rashad White. I think it'll be. What if
That's the rumor.
this
New
would
York.
I was gonna be about to say that. I was gonna say, man, can you imagine? I'd be like, just give me the trophy now, knowing that the Giants are scoring this year. Yeah, can you imagine Jeremiah Love going to the Giants?
Man, having that. I don't know, man. Do you think Scadaboo's going to come back and tear it up this year?
I would love to hope so. I would really hope that he does really well this year. I'm really hoping that he bounces back from that injury, but
Me too.
it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
That was tough watching that injury,
Yeah.
man. So,
Yeah. Let's see. Okay,
Man, they
who's your
Go ahead.
top sleepers this year? Who do you got?
for out of guys that we got sitting in the league right now, I think Jackson Dart's going to be really good this year. I think having a new head coach and having that whole thing with them, I think he's going to do good. Whole new offense for him. Get him a good running game. If they wind up actually drafting Love, it's going to be crazy. Man, I for some reason I feel like Mendoza is probably going to show up for the Raiders, and we're going to see a whole new Raiders team.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a guy that's got all the weapons he can ever ask for coming into a team. He's got potentially one of the best running backs in the league, right next to Brock Bowers, who's absolutely outstanding. I think he's gonna have nothing but an upside here.
I think he'll crack the top 10. I think Mendoza, as long as nothing crazy happens this year, I think he can definitely hit the top 10 with the weapons that he got for sure. Absolutely. So who's your real quick rank of top 5 receivers that are gonna be like in Dynasty this year? Like who's gonna make it to the end? Top 5.
Oh man. Well, I think the Bucks are gonna have to. I think. God, well, what's the guy's name? They drafted him this year or last year.
Mega Buka.
Yeah, I think he's going to do really good. I think we're going to see him shine. Wandale Robinson, I think he's going to realize he's going to a new team, but I think he's really gonna go. Man, who else is out there?
Um,
I think Nakua is always gonna do good.
yeah, yeah. I think Nakua will definitely be in the top five. I'm gonna say what it got here is Jackson Smith and Jigba, Puka Nakua, George Pickens, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jamar Chase.
I think so. That's a good one.
I'd like to hope so. Justin Jefferson, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That would be that's my hope right there.
Man, he was number 12 in yards this year.
Really?
That's not. I mean, right above him was C.D. Lamb. And C.D. Lamb only played 14 games.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Oh, man.
I don't know, man. Like, the guy that I look forward to seeing if he continues to do as good as he was this year is going to be JSN.
Yeah.
To see that whole dynamic work out. George Pickens, I feel like he's just going to stay there. I think he's going to be taking reps from Lamb from that team because I think he's other than like attitude and mentality problems with George Pickens, I think he's really good. He just needs to work on that.
Yeah. So I got another poll here. It says, which receiving core are you taking? You got Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnston, and Oronde Gaston, or Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, and Tyler Warren.
No, man, I'd take Ladd McConkey and those guys.
Yeah. Honestly, I like Rondé Gaston, but I would honestly take the Colts weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, keep two, cut four. Dynasty tight ends: Tyler Warren, Harold Fannin, Colston Loveland, Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts, and Kenyon Sadiq.
Oh, man, we don't even know how good Sadiq's going to be this year.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. So Tyler Warren I'd keep for sure. I'd cut Sadiq because we just don't know. There's nothing here in the pro for him. And what was the other ones?
We got Tucker Kraft, Colston Loveland, Harold Fannin, and Kyle Pitts.
Oh, man, this is going to be rough. I'm going to take the two rookies from this year.
Really?
Tucker Kraft coming off injury. Kyle Pitts has been good, but maybe not the most consistent at being good. But yeah, go for it.
I would keep I'd keep Tyler Warren and Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, yeah, you're right. I don't know how Kenyon Sadiq's going to do, depending on what team he goes to. All right. Here's another poll. True or false? Cowboys will win the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott era.
No way.
No.
I like Dak. Dak's a really good quarterback, but he's just not on a good team for that.
Yeah. Can you imagine seeing Dak Prescott in a different jersey?
I think it'll eventually happen.
Yeah. And Jerry Allen likes to make them. He likes to be in the media a lot.
Yeah.
All right, our last poll. All in their prime. Who gets cut? Mike Evans, Des Bryant, famous OBJ, or AJ Brown?
Oh man, who gets cut?
Mm-hmm.
You're not cutting Mike Evans. OBJ. I think OBJ is good, but man, that's a toss up between Des Bryant and AJ. Me, probably Des Bryant. I know Des Bryant was really good in his prime, but man, that drama that man caused when he was playing. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'd say Des Bryant. All right, well, that wraps up uh our show here with the Blitzkrieg. Just a little bit of just an opening welcome on this new episode that we're doing as well. We're gonna furthermore we'll have like special guests and we'll also have we'll be talking more about sleepers and just all around news. If we get anything new, we're gonna drop it on this episode here. Okay? All right. Have a good one, everybody.
you guys have a
Peace.
good one. Adios.